As we enter the midway point of this console generation's life cycle, all eyes are on Xbox to see just how they're going to handle a mid-gen refresh. In today's video, we're going to talk about the renewed pressure that Xbox is facing to put out a more powerful console, especially in the face of PS5 Pro rumors and the launch of GTA 6 in 2025. What's up, guys, and welcome to Xbox Ready, the YouTube channel that is all about Xbox. I'm Ray, and remember, if you're trying to stay Xbox Ready, make sure you subscribe to the channel and set your notifications to be alerted whenever I post a video. I'm so close to 160,000 subs, and I'd really appreciate your help in getting me there. So we've been hearing rumors about a PS5 Pro for forever. And word on the street is that this thing is going to release sometime in 2024, probably close to the holiday season. You'll be playing games at a consistent 60 FPS and sometimes a consistent 120. That sounds super hard to believe because even on like some of the best PC rigs out there, people are reporting that they can't even get 60 frames at a consistent clip. It's supposed to have like an AI boost, some sort of like neural processing chip that'll upscale things super crazy. Ray tracing is going to look crazy on this. And there are some people even saying that the PS5 Pro is finally going to make 8K gaming resolution possible. While none of this is official yet, Sony has yet to come out and confirm the existence of such a machine. The rumors have been persistent, like I mentioned earlier, for about a year or so. And it's leaving many fans wondering, how is Xbox going to respond to this souped-up PS5? This video is sponsored by PDS Debt. If you're out there and you're struggling with debt, whether it's credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, PDS Debt can help save you a lot of time, stress, and money that you can be spending on cool stuff like video games and accessories for your Xbox. Back when I was 18, I made the super amazing decision to take on thousands of dollars of debt so I can move to Philadelphia and study musical theater. Yes, you heard that right, musical theater. And while I don't regret studying performing arts because it led me onto this journey of being a YouTuber and knowing all of you guys, the financial part of it, I really wish I could have changed a lot of things about my decision. Because when I graduated, of course, I had to deal with the consequences. I had to pay some of that debt back. I had multiple loan servicers. They were giving me terrible advice like, oh, if you can't make this month's payment, like, just take forbearance. Just like go into forbearance. It's cool, man. I tried to consolidate with one of the bigger companies out there. They pretty much laughed in my face. They were like, your credit score is terrible. No way we're gonna help you. It makes me really wish I had someone like PDS Debt to offer me a way to consolidate my loan into just one low monthly payment. And with them, as long as you have $10,000 in eligible debt, they'll help you out. It doesn't matter if you have terrible credit like 18-year-old Ray or amazing credit like 30-year-old Ray. They're also a top-rated company on Google and have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. PDS Debt is offering a free debt analysis for you that'll only take like 30 seconds. So if you're sitting there like, dang, I really need that after I finish watching Ray's video, go to pdsdebt.com/xboxready to get your free debt assessment today. Thanks so much for PDS Debt for sponsoring this video. And for those of you out there saying like, Xbox, they gotta run it back. They gotta have their own version of the PS5 Pro, an Xbox Series X Plus or Pro or whatever. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you feel about the situation, it looks like Xbox is heading into another direction. Phil Spencer already shot down any notions about an Xbox Series X Plus or Pro. He said it's not the feedback they're getting right now, that they're happy with the hardware that they have right now. Which, for many people, they seem to be cool with that. I've talked a lot about a potential Series X Pro or Pro versions of either console that we have right now. And every time I do, the general consensus in the comments and the feedback I get is that y'all don't want it. Most of y'all seem to be in the camp of like, we don't want a Pro version of the Series X or S. We want to see the true potential unleashed of the consoles that we currently have. And a lot of people feel like we haven't gotten that yet. And I'm inclined to agree. On the other side, though, people are saying this could be a major problem, especially with the release of GTA 6 in 2025. If Sony does end up releasing a PS5 Pro, and it's everything that it was promised to be, 120 FPS, easy, 8K resolution, easy, ray tracing looks crazy on it, people have been pointing out that that would be obviously the de facto best experience, the best way to play the new Grand Theft Auto. Which would in turn, again, push people to buy the PS5 Pro over an Xbox and further widen that sales gap between the two. Now, if there is a true system seller out there, a game that will get people to buy a console, whether it's a PS5 or an Xbox, the kind of game that Phil Spencer says doesn't exist, it would be the new Grand Theft Auto, GTA 6. People have been waiting for this game for years now. The hype for this is going to be nuclear. We were playing GTA 5 on the PS3 and Xbox 360. That was a long ass time ago. And if the PS5 Pro truly offers the best Grand Theft Auto experience, I can see a good amount of people going out of their way to buy it specifically for that game. On the flip side, is it actually going to be worth it? Spending $600 on a new PlayStation 5 when I have one literally right below that camera. Personally, the difference between the PS5 Pro version of GTA 6 versus the Xbox Series X or just regular PS5 version would have to be astronomical. It would have to make me my pants in order for me to jump and actually make the upgrade. Especially if just a couple of years later in 2028, which is when Microsoft expects the new generations of consoles to come out, we're gonna get the new Xboxes plus the PlayStation 6. Like, is it really worth it to spend money on a mid-gen refresh? I'm starting to really question that. There really hasn't been a lot of games that have blown my mind this generation from a graphical or performance perspective. There's been a lot of good-looking games on both my Xbox and PlayStation 5, but nothing that's made me go like, oh my god, this is revolutionary. Honestly, I'll probably be just fine playing the new Grand Theft Auto on my Series X. But if these newer, bigger games continue to come out and say, sorry, we can only get 30 FPS, sorry. Kind of like what they're saying right now about GTA 6. Would that be enough to push people to buy a Pro PS5 or Pro Xbox? I don't know. Me personally, no, but a lot of people, sure. But if Xbox is really doubling down on the current hardware lineup that they have, they're not going with the Pro version of the Series X or S, what are they going to do? How are they going to respond to their direct competition putting out this cool new hardware? Well, at the moment, all signs seem to point to them releasing a digital Series X. If you need a refresher, back in October, September, around that time in 2023, there was this Xbox roadmap, this slideshow that detailed Xbox's future plans when it comes to hardware and their goals, etc. And they infamously detailed plans for a digital Series X that really didn't look like an Xbox console at all. It looked like an Alexa tower. It had 2 terabytes of storage instead of 1. And then Phil Spencer came out and was like, nah, that's fake, y'all. That is fake. That's not coming out. Those documents had a lot of plans that we've ultimately scrapped, like Project Keystone, the streaming-only Xbox. And as the months went on, I pretty much gave up. I was like, okay, they're not going to do it. But then bam, recently rumors started picking back up that they are going to release a digital Series X. It's not going to be in the shape of an Alexa tower. It's going to be a proper box, a little cube Xbox looking thing that we're all familiar with at this point, and it's going to be white. People are saying that they're targeting a summer release for that digital Series X. And the rumors keep on churning. They just don't stop. We may have gotten further proof of this thing's existence thanks to a certification process in South Korea, of all places. South Korea's National Radio Research Agency certified an unannounced piece of Microsoft hardware, according to Game Rant. But it's not as mysterious as Game Rant is trying to sell it as, because it literally says that it was certified under the name of XDK Console. Which, given the context, pretty obviously means Xbox Dev Kit. And according to Game Rant, the last time that Xbox received a certification for a dev kit in South Korea was back in 2020, 3 months before they announced the Xbox Series X and S consoles. Now, like Game Rant is saying, this could be the prelude to Xbox announcing the digital Series X in a couple of months. Hardware-wise, the digital Series X is not supposed to be any different from a regular Series X, so I don't know why they would need a new dev kit specifically for that. So yeah, there's a good chance that this is just a bunch of nothing. It could be totally possible that Xbox is just making sure that the current updated dev kits are available to video game developers in South Korea. Maybe they made some slight modifications, threw in some more of that fancy schmancy, environmentally friendly game development tools that they were talking about a few months ago. But I guess if you really wanted to push it, yes, this could be a dev kit for the digital Series X, or the dev kit for the next-gen Xboxes that are supposed to represent the largest technical leap in a console generation. Maybe it's the dev kit for the rumored Xbox handheld that's supposed to be coming out in 2026 or beyond. But that is I don't know, that is like way out there thinking. Maybe I'm just like getting too jaded, too, I don't know, callous, but I'm leaning towards that this is potentially nothing. Let's go with the idea that this is something that Xbox is truly going to be releasing a digital Series X sometime in 2024. That means that it's very possible that Xbox releases this digital Series X that, according to all of the rumors, is pretty much the same as a regular Series X minus the disk drive, and then a couple of months later, Sony releases a PS5 Pro, which is supposed to be a super beefy 8K gaming beast. On one end, that scenario seems completely whack. Up until this point, Xbox has had an answer for every PlayStation console. Like, oh, you're gonna do a PS4 Pro? We're gonna do two Xbox Pro, the One X and the One S. But on the other end, it makes sense given the current position that Xbox is in. Xbox leadership has kind of admitted in the past that they lost the console wars. They've been outsold by PlayStation by a 2-to-1 margin for 2 straight generations. And when something like that happens, it's clear that you gotta switch it up. You gotta try some new stuff. You can't just keep beating your head into the wall and expecting a different result. Phil Spencer has said in the past that Xbox is not in the business of out-consoling Sony or Nintendo. And a lot of people clowned him for that at the time, but I think it's a pretty smart direction to go. Leaders from Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, independent research firms, they're predicting that the home console gaming market is going to decline. So why would Xbox go crazy on investing in all sorts of new hardware? It might just be time for Xbox to admit, for Microsoft to admit, that hardware is just not their thing. Like, is it even PlayStation's thing? Sure, like, people are buying the PlayStation 5, the PS4 before that, but they're already saying, like, well, we're gonna wind down support for the PS5. It's in the latter half of its life cycle, even though people have just gotten their hands on them after the console shortage. They're trying to get people to buy their other hardware, like the PSVR 2, the PlayStation Portal, and people are like, I don't know, this is okay. And even if Xbox cooks up an answer to the PS5 Pro, it's the Series X Mega, or whatever they want to call it. Would that even help them out? They already kind of tried that at the beginning of this generation. How hard did they go with the marketing for the Series X, saying it was the most powerful console? Oh, games are going to look the best on this thing. It's the most powerful console, the most powerful console, the most powerful console ever. Did that help at all? We know the answer. It is no. It didn't move the needle for them at all in terms of console sales. And I guess if you really wanted to get cute with it, there's already a high-end Xbox out there. It's called a PC. Although even if you have the best rig out there, it's not going to help you play GTA 6 at a lock 60 because there's not going to be a PC version of GTA at launch. Personally, I feel like for Xbox, there are alternate paths to success than just having like the most powerful console, the console where the games look the best. Kind of like in Dune, where there's the golden path, there's the narrow way through. Like, okay, people love the Steam Deck, right? They love the Steam Deck, they love the Switch, and they're not buying either of those consoles because games look the best on them, no. Would it be smarter to release those next-gen Xboxes early? Just say, you know what, we tried some stuff with the Series S and X, it didn't really work out in the way that we wanted to, let's just start over and release these consoles early. There are certain rumors floating around that the next Xbox consoles, the next lineup, they'll be releasing in 2026 versus 2028. And apparently one of those consoles is going to be a handheld Xbox that'll take the place of the Xbox Series S. One that you can play on the go, but also can dock to a computer monitor or a TV, much like the Nintendo Switch. I think that's the smartest thing that they can do right now. Give people just more options on how they play their Xbox games. But that's dependent on if they can deliver really, really good gaming experiences. And with rumors of an Xbox handheld, Phil Spencer's really high on the idea of it, and he acknowledges that Windows probably not the best when running like a mobile gaming OS. Hopefully they crack the code on that. Hopefully they continue to expand on PC. Hopefully they finally get cloud gaming to the point where it's like actually can be used as a standalone gaming thing. And on top of that, with consoles confirmed at least through next generation, at least through 2030, they're making good on their promise to have us play our games how and where we want. But it won't matter unless the games that you can play where and how you want aren't good. There are some very high expectations for Xbox game studios going into this generation, especially after all of those acquisitions. And sure, there's been some misfires, there's been some games that, we'd probably rather forget about, but there's been a lot of quality experiences as well. So hopefully this current slate that we have for 2024, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Indiana Jones, hopefully those are home runs. Because at the end of the day, Xbox can come out with whatever hardware they want, a handheld Xbox, a super powerful Xbox that'll rival the PlayStation 6 or the PS5 Pro. They can make a VR headset, whatever. None of that will matter if the games aren't good. Anyways, guys, that's all the Xbox stuff I have to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready, and we'll see you in the next video.